So, are you thinking about moving to a different country or a different continent? Or you just want to know what it would be like if you would do such a thing? Then you're definitely at the right place. My name is Daphne and I'm going to tell you guys about how I moved from one country to the other at 18, alone, to a country where I knew nobody. So get comfortable, let's get to know each other, let's chit chat. If you're seeing my face for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. And do consider leaving me a like or subscribe or a comment because it does help with the YouTube algorithm. And it suggests my videos to other people as well, which, I mean, like, come on, man. Help your girl out. Not honestly. Now, a little backstory about my life before the big move. I was in my final year of high school and living in a small town south of Johannesburg in the Vaal. It's so small, and your girl had always had the dream, more so the calling, to become a doctor, help people. I went ahead, I applied for university. I got rejected. I cried. Oh my god. And I just couldn't understand why. I mean, I cried so much because I couldn't get this thing that I'd worked so hard for. So after some time, I spoke to some people in high places and I understood that studying in South Africa has a lot of red tape around it. Studying medicine in South Africa has a lot of red tape around it. And one of them included, you cannot study medicine in South Africa if you are not a South African citizen. And at the time I wasn't, and it didn't matter how great, not so great my grades were. I was really frustrated, so what did I do? I wallowed in pity. Duh. I wallowed in my self-pity, and after a few weeks I got the courage to go up to my dad and I was like, Dad, I think I need to, leave the country so I can pursue this dream of becoming a doctor. And guess what he told me? He told me no.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
I was like, what? Did you just tell me no? Do you know who I am? Of course I didn't say that, silly. Hey, you will never say such things to an African parent because you just might catch a backhand, if you know what I'm saying.
Run.
Like, quick, fast. You just might catch it. I was so upset. So I was now in this space of, how am I going to pursue this dream that I've always had? And after a while, more self-pity and anger, what did I do? Your girl went to her dad again. And I went to my dad and I told him, I was like, Dad, look, I am going to leave the country. And this time he agreed. And I think the reason why was because I was a little more firm when I went to him. And I think he realized as well, like, this ain't so bad. Like, let's let this girl do what she wants to do. Let's see what she's trying to do. Let's see what she's trying to be about. Let's give her a shot. So we reached a consensus with Dad that I was going to go study medicine in Russia. And we found an agency that helped with the university application, visa application, all the shebangs. Sidebar, so Dad was okay with Russia because he studied in Russia. He lived in St. Petersburg and Moscow back in his university days. So for him, I think it was more like, okay, I understand how Russia is. We got this, we can do this. So the day we were doing the visa thing, we went to the Pretoria, the Russian embassy in Pretoria. And that's when I met a group of other students who were also coming to study Russia and were using the same agency as I was, right? So about 3 months after my 18th birthday, it was final. Your girl was going to live in Russia. And I swear, it hadn't clicked at all. It only clicked when I had cleared customs. I was holding my boarding pass and I was walking to my gate and I started crying. And I was like, whose idea was this? Who agreed to this? What am I doing? Why did I want to do this? The angst, it was anxiety. Now that I look back on it, I realize that's the thing I do just before I make a big move or I do something really big with myself. Just like with this YouTube thing. I mean, I was on YouTube I started YouTube I think 2-3 years ago, and then I took about a 1.5 year hiatus. The reason I had stopped was because I wasn't impressed with the quality content I was producing. But now I think I'm ready, and I acquired a lot of equipment, and I think I grew myself, I grew, and in the past I don't think I would have been able to keep up with this. So another quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed, do consider subscribing down below by clicking the button where at the bottom, the red one. So I bought the flight, and I realized that the girl I was sitting next to was a girl who was using the same agency as me, going to the same city as me to study medicine as well. So I was like, you know what, okay, cool. Like, no, I was like, okay, cool, I'm calm now. Let's do this. We got this going on. So 13 hours and the Dubai layover later, we were in Moscow. At Moscow. In Moscow or at Moscow? Wait, I don't know. Guys, let me know down below what's the correct grammar. Is it in Moscow or at Moscow? Anyway, so we were in Moscow. I'm going to say in Moscow. So we were in Moscow, and I was really confused because it was sunny and it wasn't cold. I was like, what's going on? Because I kid you not, I was expecting snow up to my hip. And you know, gloomy sky and everything, but no. And I realized that now that I've been living in Russia for a while, I realized that was my small town girl thinking. Bumpkin things, bumpkin thoughts, because it was September. How are you going to have snow in September? But anyway, so we're in Moscow, and a man from the agency comes to pick us up, and then he takes us to a different airport, and that's where we boarded the flight that were going to bring us to my city, which is Astrakhan, south of Russia, right? So we arrived, and there was a lady from my university, and she was waiting outside for us, and she was so happy to see us and everything. So she took us to the hostel, and I was so tired. I hadn't slept the entire time because of anxiety. Ish, guys, that's another story, hey? The next morning she comes, she picks us up, she takes us to the university, and that's when it clicked. I was like, okay. I was like, guys, I've made it in life. I'm a big woman now. You know, I was like, this is it, I've made it. And I wanted to sing on every rooftop that I am a doctor. I wanted to flex so hard. You know, I think with anybody who makes it to medical school or university, you know, you want to just pat yourself on the back, because all the hard work that you put into your high school, all the late nights, they finally paid off in a way. You're just that much closer to your dreams. So I was so psyched, I was so hyped that I wanted to change my Instagram name to who? Dr. Daphne. Laugh at me, please do. Not even in class, it was still registration, but the fact that I was at my university, I was like, I've made it in life. I accept my accolade. Where's my stethoscope? I'm ready, I've made it. You know, I read this one meme that said, nobody feels more like a doctor than a first-year medical student, and it's so that is so true. When you make it to medical school, the first day, you're cloud 9, cloud 1 million. That's you, because you're like, wow, I've made it. Put some respect on my name.
No, stop. Put some respect on my name.
From just arriving in Russia, I think in Russia or at Russia. Wow, my English really has suffered. Weird thing is, from then on, my entire family has now called me Dr. Daphne, and I'm just like, no pressure. The reality of it now, the first few months were really emotionally and mentally tasking, considering I didn't speak Russian. I only knew a few words when I arrived. I only knew how to say yes, no, sugar, coffee, and milk. I literally dived head, feet, everything first, cannonball into a new adventure. And I think that's something I do, you know. I don't think things through too much. But anyway, that's a Daphne problem. I didn't know how to speak Russian, but I'm really grateful that my university made it. They helped us, they guided us through the I don't know how to speak Russian phase to the I can speak Russian phase. Of course, they didn't give us they didn't give me Russian on a plate. They did set the foundation for me to learn how to speak Russian. Without that, I wouldn't have been able to live in Russia comfortably. I really enjoyed creating this video for you guys. The work behind it, the lights, the sound, the background. Guys, a lot of work went into this. But out of it all, I absolutely hope you guys learned something, you were entertained, you had a good time. Let me know what you thought about my video down below, and let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Any questions you have, you let me know. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.